Tonight on Traffic Blues, two young women put their lives at risk on the M50.
I don't care. That is the most ridiculous, stupid thing you could do on a motorway.
A driver is pulled for speeding through a village.
We detected you doing a speed of 83 kilometres.
And a drunk driver threatens guards in Drogheda.
You're under arrest, so I'm going
to get you to... I'm
going to get you to...
Just put your hands behind your back. Good man.
Gardaí Eamon Boland and Mick Croke of the Motorway Unit spend most of their time on Dublin's M50 patrolling in a high-vis jeep. They've seen all sorts, but what they saw next surprised even them.
We both saw kind of at the one time, we saw two ladies on the northbound side of the motorway. It transpired that they had crossed the southbound side of the motorway over the central medium, crossed the northbound carriageway in order to get petrol.
We had to cross the motorway ourselves to get to them, and in the conditions like it was lashing rain, and we had to get across to them and bring them back across the road and stop traffic, and that is a potentially dangerous situation for us where the speed limit on that road is 120 kilometres, and we expect people to try and see us.
The day in question was absolutely dreadful. It was lashing rain, it was howling wind. I'd been on the motorway with Eamon since 6:30 that morning. We dealt with a number of accidents as a result of the weather condition.
Stopping motorway traffic travelling at speed in wet conditions is not something these officers take on lightly.
It put us in a very, very precarious position. I wasn't too willing to step out onto a motorway and try and bring traffic to a halt.
They get the women to safety, but Mick decides to give them a piece of his mind.
I shouldn't be here explaining to you, and we shouldn't be coming down a motorway and seeing two people getting over at central medium across 6 lanes of traffic. But that is, you picked the wrong decision, okay? So unfortunately, the repercussions are you'll get someone's support for being on a motorway and endanger the traffic. You can a massive pile up there in a second in a wet morning. Have you got petrol now, have you? Right, we'll fill the car and we'll get you going again.
If you break down and you have to get your vehicle into the left-hand side, remain with your vehicle. Dial 999. If you've run out of petrol, if your car is broken down, we're there to help you.
While the driver refills her car, Mick keeps a watchful eye that she doesn't get hit by oncoming traffic. Motorways aren't designed for pedestrians, and for every minute they're on the road, even the hard shoulder, their chances of being knocked down increase.
The longer you spend on a motorway as a pedestrian, you are seriously increasing your chances of being struck by another car, lorry, whatever.
Well, when you start the car, it's going to take a while for the petrol to go through to the engine, all right? So it won't start immediately. All right, just sit in and just...
You can imagine two ladies being struck by a car or a number of vehicles. They may not have been just struck by one. They could have been struck by 3 or 4 vehicles travelling at that speed. I don't know, I wouldn't have liked to be investigating it or seen it happen.
All right, just step out for a moment, okay, and I'll try it for you. Okay, just stand in, have you the keys there? Just stand in there against the railing, all right?
But the car won't start. The problem is more than running out of petrol.
Flat out now.
A flat battery means a breakdown truck, more time on the hard shoulder, and the possibility of being hit by a car.
Right, there's a tow wagon on the way down to you. They'll tow you back to the toll plaza, all right? Okay? Put up the brolly, there's no point in getting wet. All right, no, I'm not going to prosecute you, all right? That was give you a bit of a fright. You won't do the same thing again, all right? It's just, you could have been killed stone dead. I think they've learnt their lesson. In a situation like this, we'll proceed by a caution. I don't think they'll do the same thing twice. They've learnt their lesson, so, especially in these conditions. You can see traffic is travelling here 70, 80 kilometres. For that to break, it would be absolutely a nightmare here, so we'll wait for the recovery service in this lovely weather.
In North Dublin, Garda Kieran Madigan has stopped a driver using a mobile phone while driving.
No story, it's an €80 fine, 2 penalty points for driving while...
Well, I was dealing with the gentleman in question in relation to the mobile phone. Sean was just watching traffic as it came up to us. He observed a motorcycle which caught his attention. It was a foreign registered vehicle, and he just wanted to have a chat with the driver just to make sure all his documentation was in order.
For us in the traffic law, there's 2 issues with foreign registered vehicles. Firstly, there's the revenue side of things, people not paying VRT when they bring vehicles into the state. That's a big thing and it has to be addressed. From our side of things, insurance and the licensing of the vehicle is a big thing. So I just wanted to see what the story was with this guy it was a Czech Republic motorcyclist. Have you insurance?
The rider gives Sean a search for travel insurance, but it's out of date.
Yeah, the difficulty with that is it came into force on the 4th of May 2007 and it expired. I'm just going to talk there for a second. It expires, I'm just not finished yet, it expires on the 3rd of the 5th 08. This is now August 08.
This bike is in the leasing, yeah?
The rider is driving on a foreign insurance cert that's out of date by 3 months. This means he has no evidence of insurance in place. He says the renewal cover has been sent to his address in the Czech Republic.
In the home in the Czech Republic,
yeah.
And I must call my family and send here.
Okay. You're living and working here, are you?
I'm on a holiday here.
You're on holidays here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my friend live here. And
okay. And you're visiting him, is that correct?
Yeah.
Right, so when did you come here on holidays?
Maybe 1 month back.
Maybe a month back. Well, this expired in May. Do you understand? So why would you carry this around if you're only here a month?
His cert is out by 3 months, but he says he's in Ireland for just 1 month. Sean still isn't satisfied with this explanation. The motorcyclist calls a friend to help translate.
Okay, I'm just going to turn my car around. I'll be back over to you in a second, all right? Thanks. If he'd knocked down a child crossing the road or something like that, it would mean, like, first of all, he shouldn't be on the road anyway if he's not insured in this country. Secondly, somebody has to pay for the loss incurred by the pedestrian or the other party involved, and it's the Motor Insurers Bureau of Ireland who have to pay ultimately, which is ourselves. What I was trying to explain to him is this policy insures him provided he's here on holidays. Do you understand? For a short period of time. Yeah. If he's not here on holidays, he must re-register the vehicle and take out valid Irish insurance. We've now logged the fact that he's driving this vehicle in this country. If he is stopped again subsequently, it won't be good enough for him to produce this. The vehicle will be impounded unless he gets Irish insurance, if he's planning on staying here. Now, I imagine, I'm just going to finish, I imagine due to the fact that he's working here and staying at an address, he plans maybe to stay for a while. So.
Okay, explain it to me.
Will you explain that to him? I showed a lot of leniency, I felt, on the day. The motorbike hadn't been stopped before by the Gardaí, so in this instance I let him on the basis that if he was stopped again subsequently, the vehicle would be impounded.
Alright, you happy enough with that?
Yeah. So, thank you very much.
No bother. Alright.